gonna be a good day.
I feel tall.
Let's up on a hill.
I know. That's
Hello
cool.
everyone, I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
This is 25 Plus Life, and today, Carrie, we are in beautiful Vermont.
Yes.
And more importantly, we're going to show you this amazing little campground that we found. It is Half Moon Pond State Park, right here. Right here, as the sign says. We're going to take you around. We're going to show you as much of the facilities as we can. Take you through a loop tour and show you why we were kind of shocked at what we've seen here. You ready to do it?
I am.
Let's go. All right, and just past our truck there, off to the right is the visitors check-in and the park ranger. Off to the left, they have a facility that has ice and firewood. So already, just from the check-in process, was actually pretty simple. We'll link all the information down below where you can make reservations online. The staff here is really nice, really friendly people, and they also have t-shirts and stuff like that for sale, which is a weird thing in Vermont. Some do, some don't. But I wanted to just make sure we pointed this out before we headed in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to take you through this little loop here. You see that sign, it's sites 1 through 35. Here's the breaking point where if you take a right, you end up down with the cabins and the boat launch and stuff where we came through. They do have a dump station, but it's kind of hard to get into that. If there's availability to get in there, we'll definitely show you that. But we're going to take you down and it's a busy weekend, so we're going to try to show you what we can. This is over here to the left is site 2. Again, I don't want to go filming anybody's spots, but it's an interesting campground. It's absolutely beautiful, and it is everything that we said as far as being 100% Vermont.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That being said, it's incredibly tight getting through, and yeah, I would say if you have anything over, say 26 feet, would
Even
probably say anything over 26 foot in length as far as a travel trailer goes, you might want to reconsider. I definitely don't see any spots for a Class A, but this here is site 4, and this again being a smaller site. A lot of them are not as level, but this is what you're getting right here, and this is the big thing. Before you go all that, here you are literally on the pond. You can shove off in your kayak. You could fish from here. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but there are fish right in the water.
Are there?
Yeah, they're right there. See? Going right up here.
Oh, I see. Oh,
So,
see here, fishy,
and this is,
fishy. No.
Perfect fishing
fishing.
for, kayaking. And,
Look how cute.
if you are coordinated enough to fish from your kayak. Carrie and I are not that coordinated.
So this place would be a great place to try the truck camping. Like right.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I was thinking here too, is
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of homemade trailers, a lot of tent camping, a lot of pop-ups, but definitely if you are into a truck build, and we've talked about building our truck out a little bit for places like this where you just back up, have your
Throw a
mattress
in the back of the truck.
and you're pretty much, you're camping and you're off and running. So really interesting. These sites are primitive sites. There are no hookups, water, sewer, electrical, none of that. And most of the state parks in New England are like that, with the exception being like Elacoya in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And Hampton Beach, I believe, is another one. But I'm going to take you down through here. There's also a small beach. We'll take you down there. We'll show you that. And then continue on our way. But as you can see, the camera may make it look a little wider than what it is. It is a very narrow, very, very narrow. But yeah. But that being said, you'd be surprised if you're a better driver than I am, you can get in and out of some of these spots. But typical end of June, and fully booked. Yeah, untypical is the weather, because again, it is chilly. We passed site 12. That's site 13. I'll pull into site 14 or 15 and give you a better shot of that. So I mean, you can see, you know, you can get a travel trailer in here. I believe that was probably about a 17 to 18 footer. So you could definitely get in
Nice.
the right spot.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend looking at a site map. And if you're going to be traveling with an RV, now this one here is site 14, and I would say this one here, we could get our
We could get in here.
yeah, we could definitely get into here. It'll take a little maneuvering because the road is narrow. But at site 14, again, picnic table, you have a fireplace, and but this is what you're paying here. This is it. This is the main attraction right here, and you are short distance over from what they call a beach, which is really just, it appears to be just some sand and a place to access the water if you want to swim. But, I mean, this is it. And it's incredibly peaceful. I'm going to have to bump the audio in editing on this because I don't want to be loud and disturb anybody. But these are really one of the most peaceful campgrounds we've been into in quite a while. We talked to the park staff, incredibly friendly. So everything, yeah, really nothing bad here. But it's definitely not like a KOA or luxury resort. This is site 15, which is a non-water access site. Again, same setup, a little bit deeper.
This is nice. 16 and 17.
And 16, yeah, 16 is a really good,
Yeah.
you know, you could easily back in. 16 is very level. So that might be a site if you're bringing a travel trailer you want to take a look at. And if you have a larger group, 17 is not so bad at all either. The only thing about this would be this incline here, trying to back in. But again, as what I'm seeing for most of these water sites, you can launch your kayak straight from the site. You can even do a little fishing here. So definitely a lot of room on these waters, on the water side. Definitely a lot of room here. As we get into this further loop, it's a we get into the loop up here, sites are a little shorter, a little shallow, but this is your beach. Just to make sure there's no kids or anything playing around down here. I'm assuming that the water is going to be freezing cold, but this here is a swimming area. So again, small little beach, picnic table, and this is pretty much it. But again, a great place when it's warmer to cool off and give your kids a little bit of time to splash around if you're traveling with your children. And way up there is Carrie. She heard the water was cold. She wasn't coming in. She said, enough of that. But yeah, this is it. This is Vermont right here. This is one of the things that when we travel a lot, Vermont tends to get overlooked as far as great camping areas. And it is cooler. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we were in Hapgood, that tends to be no matter what time of the year, Vermont's always cooler, especially most of the state parks and recreation areas. So
There's cool. I certainly wasn't expecting this cool. Like 60s cool.
yeah,
50s cool.
but
Look at
so we
how
head down the
big.
hill. So somebody here, I don't know how they did that, but that's easily, I'm going to say 30, 32 footer. And they got that in there. So again, there's people who have much better skills than I do when it comes to getting these RVs in, but you can see just looking at the tracks,
Well, there's
it's a very tight fit. There's another mini light over here, Rockwood, and they just pulled in. Like, no joke, just pulled their RV in. So, like,
How the hell?
so I guess there's a Class B over here. So I guess it's under that
I've never seen that before.
where somebody just pulls
But
in.
like how?
They just pulled
Well,
straight.
no kidding.
But
But
they're gonna have to back out. Yeah.
But they have to hook up to get out.
Well, no, they're hooked up. He just left it hooked up. So I guess the story here being that if you were that determined,
Wow.
you can definitely make it work. Not something I would do, but yeah, I've had KOAs that have been a hard time getting in and out of. So, that is too. But you can see this road is very narrow. I'd say this road is probably maybe 10 feet wide, maybe 8 in certain areas. This little loop, so not a whole lot of maneuvering. But when I'm not talking, how quiet and peaceful. But so yeah, so I'm going to take you up here, come back out of this loop, and I'll try to show you the bathhouses, which gets a little tricky. There's a lot of people around, but we'll try to show you those. And then again, yeah, it's a little chilly out, so if I haven't mentioned that, it's like 50 degrees. And I'm running this loop, but just trying to keep...
My legs are a lot shorter than yours.
Just trying to keep the momentum up. So this is about the part of the video where, since we're walking uphill and I'm out of breath, we're going to ask if you've seen something here that you like, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us, as we have just passed that 900 mark, and we're closing in on 1,000. We also ask that you kindly give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below letting us know where you're watching this video from. We're seeing a lot of videos, a lot of viewers coming from overseas.
Yeah.
So that's always cool, and we always like to know what you're interested in. At the same time, wow, that hill got me.
The whole idea of all of this New England thing was to slow down.
Yeah, if you're part of the,
Holy cow.
You just joined us in this New England series, part of this is just slowing down our way of life.
They just ran a flipping marathon.
And I'm just jogging up the hills, but
yeah, no.
Part of what we've been doing this season, and this is, let's call it what it is. This is because gas prices have been astronomically high. So traveling clear across the country and zigzagging, we'll let other people do that.
And
we're about slowing it down this time.
Your truck, but we just filled my Jeep. I have a Grand Cherokee. $102.
That's gas here on the East Coast, which right now at the end of June,
$4.89.
$4.89. It is now hitting around the $4.99 mark. So we haven't seen it quite over $5. I'm quite sure by the time I get this video edited and up, we'll be over $5.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is part of our series of New England and slowing it down a little more and kind of taking in, and I've always been an advocate for taking in what you have in your own backyard. And so we look at some of these smaller state parks and smaller KOAs and smaller family campgrounds. What we're discovering is, as much as we love being down in Key West and we love being in South Carolina,
we're missing out right here.
We're missing out on something that's literally 2 hours from our home. So yeah, it's kind of a thing. That being said, I don't want to be here in the winter. And so we'll see how that story plays out. But yeah, so other than that, we're going to take you up here. We're going to show you the bathhouses. So I think I mentioned that earlier about 4 times. And if we can, we're going to get you into the to show you the dump facility here, because there is no hookups at the site level, but there are hookups where you can dump your RV, black tanks and stuff like that. So maybe that. I'll show you this. Okay, now we're at the part of where the bathhouses are. We'll show you these. And there's always that something about a state park. There's always that one site that has way too many people in it. And it's a little too loud. And of course, they're always right by where we're going to film. So let's see what we have here. Oh, this is something to keep in mind too. Active bears in the area. So we'll see if there's anybody in here. All right. So there's nobody in here. So you have a couple of things. You have your urinals here, toilet, and you do have your day use showers, which is, light comes on automatically. Probably one of the cleanest ones we've seen. And it does pay to use. Wash your dishes only at your site. But yeah, other than that, for a state park, impeccably clean. And they also have merchandise available for sale as well. So, not too bad. All right, do you want to show the women's room?
No.
Okay, so this is a unique situation.
No.
So we find this at a couple places now where the men's room is appropriate to show, but the women's room is not.
I have to use. Okay, I have to pee, and I wouldn't do it in there.
So, right now this is probably one where you could just alert the park staff and they'll take care of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we do find that quite often, state parks especially, that one is always not as good as the other. So that's that. We'll take you down there.
Gentlemen.
We'll take you down to the dump station and we're going to wrap this video up. All right, so now we are on the other side of Half Moon State Park here in Hubbardton, Vermont. We're going to take you through this little loop here because we found this to be absolutely amazing, and it's a little small.
It's very tight.
Getting in, but this is their cottages section, which is something we weren't expecting, but they're right on the water, like on this particular loop here. They all have names like beetle and caterpillar and dragonfly and all that other stuff. But if you look down here, this is Vermont, man. This is something that, I mean, it's amazing. And you're right here through the trees, right on the water. And you come down here and walk over here and see one of the cabins that is literally right on the point. And it's crazy. And this one here is called Tall Timbers, I believe.
Yep.
And it is
screened.
It looks like here,
porch and everything.
Just a perfect location. I don't want to, impede on anybody's vacation here, but they have, the fire pit, full cabin, right on the water, and then right next to it is Site 60, which I want to walk in here real quick. Site 60 looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know if we'd personally be able to get our Winnebago in here.
Yes, we would.
I don't know with this tight road here, but
maybe.
This is what you're working with site-wise. This is absolutely incredible. And you can walk right down to the water.
Ooh, it's breezy.
It is breezy. Walk right down to the water. And boom, this is your view for the duration of your stay. And you can see across the pond, there's some sites over here out in the distance. The RVs are pulled right in. Absolutely, when you think Vermont, and we've said this in a couple of places for our visit and our tour up here, when you think Vermont, this is it. This is the big trees, old growth, just very rustic back porch sitting. Now keep in mind, this is the end of June. As you can see, the sweatshirt, it's a little chilly. It's only in the 50s here. It's unseasonably chilly for the time, but this is something that, I just, again, could not go without showing. This is crazy. So, and again, this is one of the handicapped accessible cabins. This is Caterpillar. And just a small, and I'll leave all the information and a link to their website down in the video description as usual. But they have fireplaces and fire rings, the usual picnic tables, and electricity inside too. So very good. So we're going to go down to the other end and we'll catch you in a few minutes. All right, I'm going to put my glasses in my pocket. So as promised, take you to the little dumping station here, and a sign that reminds you this water is not for drinking. You have just your basic dump station, drinking water, and over here you have a couple of more bathrooms, and that's pretty much the whole gist of it there. And then apparently a big electrical panel thing over there too, so not quite sure what that's for, but And that's pretty much it. So we'll wrap this up at the dump station because why not? But you made it this far in the video. We thank you for watching. Again, I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this has been 25 Plus Life. This has also been Half Moon State Park in Vermont. Until next week, we'll catch you then.
See you later.
Feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still